Welcome back to our channel, Soap fans. Today is a truly beautiful day to dive headfirst into the most explosive, heart-stopping drama Los Angeles has to offer. We have a massive, game-changing update for you. So grab your favorite drink, buckle up, and let's get right into the action. The shattering sound of a marriage breaking does not always happen with a violent scream or a thrown object. Sometimes, it happens in absolute, suffocating silence. Steffy Forrester Finnegan is currently standing on the razor-thin edge of a marital cliff, and the ground is rapidly crumbling beneath her designer heels. The betrayal has already happened. The irreversible line has been crossed in the shadows of the CEO office. Now, the catastrophic fallout is about to ignite a raging firestorm that will burn through Forrester Creations and leave absolutely nothing but ashes in its wake. Monday, August 24th, 2026, is about to deliver a monumental episode that changes everything. Make no mistake, Steffy is drowning in a toxic ocean of her own making. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that the Forrester co-CEO is being eaten alive by a guilt so heavy it threatens to crush her lungs. She stood right in front of her devoted husband, John Finn Finnegan, looked into his earnest, trusting eyes, and prepared to drop the ultimate bombshell. She was ready to confess that she crossed the ultimate line with Carter Walton. But what happens next? She chokes. The words die in her throat. Steffy completely loses her nerve at the absolute last possible second, choosing instead to swallow the explosive truth and trap herself in a dangerous web of deception. The dramatic irony is sharp enough to draw blood. Finn is standing there, pouring his heart out, desperately trying to repair the fractures in their marriage caused by the recent Sheila disaster in Monaco. He continues to shower Steffy with praise, completely oblivious to the fact that his wife just shared a passionate, drunken hookup with the COO of her company. Finn can sense the heavy, suffocating tension radiating off his wife. He knows Steffy is hiding something massive, but his blind spot is tragic. He assumes her anxiety is entirely about his biological mother, Sheila. He has absolutely no idea that the real threat to his marriage isn't a villain in the shadows, but the man working just down the hall. This begs the ultimate, burning question. How long can Steffy keep this horrific secret buried? Keeping quiet might save her marriage temporarily, but this lie is a ticking time bomb counting down to zero. Every time she looks at Finn, the guilt will multiply. Every time she walks into the Forrester Creations executive suite and locks eyes with Carter, the memory of their betrayal will flash before her eyes. And let us not forget the most terrifying wild card of all, the very real possibility that Steffy could end up pregnant from this reckless encounter. If a paternity test enters the chat, Steffy's carefully constructed world will implode with the force of a nuclear detonation. Meanwhile, Carter Walton is making a series of catastrophic choices of his own. The man who prides himself on loyalty and honor has just committed the ultimate betrayal, and now he is doubling down on the deception. Carter had the perfect opportunity to come clean. He had the chance to look his wife in the eye and admit his horrific mistake. Instead, Carter is actively choosing to bury the truth in a shallow grave. He is desperate to sweep his night of passion with Steffy under the rug, prioritizing his own selfish desire for a happy ending over the brutal honesty his marriage desperately needs. Why is Carter panicking? Because Daphne Rose Walton is back, and she is back with a vengeance. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday reveal a shocking twist. Daphne never even got on that plane to Paris. She stood at the international terminal, clutching her boarding pass, and was suddenly struck by a massive epiphany. She realized that she simply cannot live her life without Carter Walton. The nose of Paris pivoted on her designer heels and marched straight back to Los Angeles, ready to fight for her man, repair her fractured marriage, and dive back into their family plans. The tragic irony here is almost too much to bear. Daphne is returning with an open heart, completely oblivious to the devastating reality that her husband just slept with her best friend. She is offering Carter everything he has ever wanted, entirely unaware that the foundation of their marriage has just been obliterated. Carter is smiling to her face, holding her close, and accepting her grand romantic gesture while hiding a secret that could destroy her sanity. This dual deception means Steffi and Carter are both moving forward with their respective spouses while harboring the exact same explosive betrayal. When the truth inevitably comes out, and on this soap it always does, the collateral damage will be apocalyptic. But Daphne is still carrying the heavy emotional weight of her early menopause diagnosis, and she desperately needs a confidant. In tomorrow's gripping episode, Daphne decides to open up and pour her heart out. But she doesn't go to her husband, and she certainly doesn't go to her best friend Steffi. Instead, Daphne turns to Ridge Forrester. The dynamic between Daphne and Ridge is about to take center stage. Ridge has always been a protective, authoritative figure, and seeing Daphne so incredibly vulnerable will pull at his heartstrings. Why would Daphne choose to open up to Ridge Forrester of all people? The answer is rooted in the complex, messy history of the Forrester family. Ridge is a man who has navigated decades of love triangles, betrayals, and massive romantic regrets. He understands the fragile nature of the human heart better than anyone else in that building. Daphne sees him as a stabilizing force, a patriarch who can offer objective wisdom without the emotional baggage of her immediate peer group. She trusts him implicitly, pouring out her deepest insecurities about her failing body and her desperate need to give Carter the family he deserves. The sheer tragedy of this dynamic is breathtaking. As Ridge gently guides a woman whose marriage is currently being dismantled by his own flesh and blood, Ridge will sit down with the nose, offering a supportive shoulder and a listening ear. Daphne will likely confess her deepest fears about her marriage, her heartbreak over her fertility struggles, and her desperate hope that she and Carter can still build a beautiful life together. Ridge will undoubtedly offer his signature brand of gruff but loving advice, encouraging Daphne to hold onto her love for Carter. But the dramatic tension in this scene will be absolutely off the charts. Ridge is comforting Daphne, completely unaware that his own daughter is the woman who just slept with Daphne's husband. If Ridge ever finds out that Steffi is the other woman, his fury will be unmatched. While the executives are drowning in secrets and lies, the younger generation is about to collide in a spectacular, high-tension showdown. Strap in, because the Bikini Bar is about to become ground zero for a massive romantic explosion. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, August 24th, reveal that Melissa Dillon and Will Spencer decide to hit the town. They are heading to the iconic Bikini Bar, looking to blow off some steam and flaunt their controversial new dynamic. Dillon is playing a highly calculated game, marking her territory and trying to solidify her grip on the Spencer heir. But fate has a wicked sense of humor in Los Angeles. Just as Will and Dillon are settling in, the doors of the Bikini Bar swing open, and in walks the ultimate complication. Elektra Forrester, escorted by none other than RJ Forrester. The temperature in the room is going to instantly drop to freezing. This is not just a random run-in. This is a high-stakes double encounter that will force every single hidden emotion to the surface. The battle lines have been drawn, and the combatants are now staring each other down across the neon-lit room. Let's get one thing straight. Will and Elektra are nowhere near over each other. Despite the bitter breakup, the interference from Ivy, and the corporate warfare between their families, the magnetic pull between them is undeniable. When Will locks eyes with Elektra across the bar, the rest of the world is going to melt away. The raw, unresolved passion between them will be palpable, sending a massive jolt of electricity through the scene. Will is going to realize in an instant that no amount of distraction from Dillon can erase the intense feelings he still harbors for the Forrester beauty. Melissa Dillon is not blind. She is a highly observant, opportunistic predator, and she is going to see the exact moment Will's attention shifts entirely to Elektra. Dillon's smug exterior is going to crack, replaced by a sudden, desperate panic. She knows her hold on Will is fragile at best, built on rebound energy and shared secrets. Dillon will have to act fast, perhaps pulling Will closer, whispering in his ear, or staging a public display of affection designed specifically to trigger Elektra's jealousy. Dillon is playing with fire, and she is fully prepared to burn anyone who gets in her way. On the other side of the room, RJ Forrester is going to instantly switch into protective, aggressive mode. RJ has been pitching Elektra as the face of the new youth line, elevating her status and trying to win her heart in the process. Seeing Will, the man who recently sucker-punched him and left him with bruised ribs, is going to send RJ's blood pressure through the roof. RJ is arrogant, self-righteous, and absolutely determined to prove that he is the better man. He will undoubtedly pull Elektra closer, puffing out his chest and preparing for a confrontation. We must also analyze the psychological warfare brewing between Will and RJ. Will is currently operating on a hair-trigger temper. He feels alienated, misunderstood, and entirely discarded by the woman he loves. Seeing RJ parade Elektra around like a shiny new corporate trophy is going to push Will to the absolute brink of his sanity. RJ, on the other hand, is drunk on his own sudden power. He has the youth line pitch, he has the Forrester name, and he currently has Elektra's attention. But arrogance is a dangerous blinder. If RJ pushes Will too far, mocking his Spencer heritage or flaunting his physical closeness to Elektra, the verbal sparring will instantly turn physical. The bikini bar is a powder keg, and these two young men are dancing around it with lit matches. The stakes in this encounter are dangerously physical. We all remember exactly what happened the last time Will and RJ clashed in a public setting. The tension escalated, fists started flying, and Eric Forrester ended up taking a brutal, inadvertent punch to the face. The memory of that horrific brawl is fresh in everyone's minds. Will RJ and Will be able to act like adults this time? Or will the simmering jealousy and testosterone boil over into another violent altercation? One wrong word, one lingering stare, or one arrogant smirk could ignite a physical fight that will drag both families back into a vicious, bloody war. Elektra is going to be caught in the absolute center of this chaotic hurricane. She is standing next to RJ, a man who offers her safety, corporate elevation, and unwavering loyalty. But her eyes are glued to Will, the reckless, passionate Spencer who still holds the key to her heart. Elektra will have to navigate this incredibly awkward encounter with maximum grace, but her internal monologue will be screaming. Will she use RJ to make Will jealous? Will she confront Dylan about her shady motives? Elektra holds all the power in this dynamic, and her next move will dictate the future of both men. This double encounter at the bikini bar is not going to end with polite pleasantries. It is going to end with shattered egos and reignited obsessions. Will is going to leave that bar realizing that he cannot let Elektra go without a fight. RJ is going to leave realizing that Will is still a massive threat to his romantic and corporate ambitions. And Dylan is going to leave realizing that she needs to accelerate her schemes if she wants to secure her place in the Spencer Empire. The fallout from this single night will ripple through the rest of the week with devastating consequences. Back at the Cliff House, the tension is reaching a critical mass. Finn is a dedicated doctor, a man trained to observe symptoms and diagnose problems. He is starting to diagnose the severe fractures in his own wife's psyche. Finn can feel the distance. He can see the haunted look in Steffi's eyes when she thinks he isn't watching. He assumes it is trauma from Sheila, but Finn is not stupid. Eventually, the pieces are going to stop fitting together. The timeline of Steffi's late nights at the office, her sudden erratic behavior, and her extreme emotional volatility are going to spark a terrifying suspicion in Finn's mind. How will Finn finally uncover the truth? Will he overhear a hushed conversation between Steffi and Carter? Will he find a misplaced item in the CEO office? Or will the ultimate betrayal be revealed through a shocking medical twist? A pregnancy test that forces Steffi to confess her sins. The suspense is absolutely agonizing. Steffi is playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette with her marriage, and the hammer is about to drop. The Forrester legacy is built on secrets, but this particular secret has the power to destroy the company from the inside out. We have to ask the brutal, uncomfortable question. Is this the absolute end of the line for Shin? Steffi and Finn have survived bullets, presumed deaths, and the relentless terror of Sheila. But betrayal is a different kind of poison. How many times can Steffi sleep around and be forgiven? It was one thing when she fell into bed with Liam in a moment of weakness, but to hook up with Carter Walton, a trusted colleague and family friend, is a betrayal of epic proportions. If Finn discovers that his unwavering devotion was rewarded with infidelity, his love might instantly curdle into pure, unadulterated hatred. The foundation of their marriage is cracking, and the final collapse is going to be catastrophic. Will Steffi's explosive secret destroy her marriage forever, or will Carter's deception take them all down first? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and join the debate.